Hi guys, it's Wendy Catherine here, and I am going to do a second video for the day today because I had one I made yesterday that didn't save and it frustrated me, and so today I'm going to go ahead and do that for you guys. And I've got my core water in the background here with my vitamins in it, so I am trying to stick on top of that good, healthy vitamin boost through the Spoiled Child. So if nothing else, I will probably continue to use Spoiled Child's vitamins, liquid vitamins, mixing them into my water, which my water is kind of my treat. I haven't been able to drink many other kinds of drinks since doing the terzepatide shot. The sweet is just too sweet for me, and the taste of the drinks is totally different than it used to be. I was, like I said, I was a self-admitted, self-proclaimed Diet Cokehead, and now Diet Coke just tastes weird. So I'm doing my core water. I like to get the treats of water. I like to pay a little bit of money for my water because our water out of the tap here tastes horrible. It doesn't taste too bad out of the filter on the fridge, but this one is just, it's perfectly balanced pH purified water, and it's got the electrolytes and the minerals in it and things like that. So it is a delightful water, and for whatever reason, I've always felt like this one just seems to be something my body can handle better. I can drink more of it faster than I can with regular water, and that might be in my head, but it's how I feel, and I tend to drink more when I drink these. So good with the hydration. Core water is awesome. If you guys love it too, let me know. I know I've heard things about the plastic bottles and drinking little tiny particles of plastic. I don't love that, but I am somewhat of a bottled water fanatic. So that's, you know, if that's my demise, that's my demise. I don't know. I can be cavalier about it now because I'm fine and I'm healthy, knock on wood. So today, this is one of the videos I said is primarily for the ladies. Men could take some tips out of this as well, and I think we should all be concerned with taking care of ourselves, and this one is from a more cosmetic standpoint. However, it's going to help you with the health of your skin, and it's going to help you with protection from the elements. So part of my beauty routine is hyaluronic acid, micellar water, and this is a cleansing water. It's got hyaluronic acid in it. You can typically find these for under $10, depending upon the size of the bottle, at the store, grocery store, Target, things like that. You can find them at the little off-brand retailers, the TJ Maxx's and things like that. But I'll get a cotton swab. I get the micellar water and just rub it all over my skin to make sure that any of the makeup that I have on is coming off. So, you know, I'll rub it through, okay? And I'm actually gonna do that because I have on makeup right now for the day. So I'm gonna avoid my eyes and lips, but I'm gonna take off my makeup that I have on my skin. And so that is all off now, as you can see. So there we go. Taking off the makeup. So this is what I want to do is I want to start you guys showing you something that I found. I don't use foundation. So, I mean, you're seeing my rubbing my skin and it looks like I do, but then I don't use traditional foundation. I've never had a lot of success historically with it with my skin type. I have the combination skin, oily and dry, and it tends to get streaky and just look bad, and it settles in all of my fine lines. You can see it ends up making, I feel that it ages me. It ends up making those lines so much more noticeable, especially over time. So as you're wearing it that through the day. So I am not in love with foundation for myself personally. So what I have done and so I went in, back up with a story here. I am a marketer, and I went into a med spa one day out where I live and said, you know, I'd like to do marketing for you. And they had a pretty good marketing team in place. The owners actually coach other med spas on marketing. So they weren't really interested, but I ended up walking out with a membership. It was just a low-level membership, but I'd never done anything like that for myself. And so I got a monthly facial with them, and it also allowed me to get like a B12 shot and then discounts off of any of their other services. I never used any of the other services because I haven't used Botox and fillers and things like that for my lines and wrinkles yet. And I know people have said it's better to start younger and then you have less to fight than if you have these wrinkles formed and then you're trying to fill them. So I've heard that, but I've also had friends that have been doing Botox and things like that since they were in their 30s, and their skin never really looked good. They looked older. They looked, they just didn't have a healthy complexion. So noticing that, I thought, you know, I don't know if I'm drinking that Kool-Aid for doing it. And I was older than those friends, and I laughed earlier on my previous video that didn't make it. I am 45 years old. I thought I was 44, but I'm 45. So you know, it's time to really make sure that I'm keeping up with my skin and preventing it from aging too much, as, you know, the menopause and things like that come in that can do so much damage to your collagen and that sort of thing. So I got these facials from this med spa, and every single time when they finished, and most of the facials were those things like the micro needling, where they do tons of little needles and they're kind of damaging the skin enough to make the collagen come in and fix it and replump it, and they put good serums on during that process. But what they always did at the end of the facial was they put something called Elta MD on my skin, and that is a skincare. It's a UV daily broad spectrum SPF 40. It's tinted, so they would rub this into my skin, and so this one I feel like they've made it for my age group because I don't have to put on my cheaters to see what it says. It says sheer and lightweight hyaluronic acid, transparent zinc oxide, and a UVA UVB protection, moisturizing facial sunscreen, normal combination, and post-procedure skin. So it's safe for all of those. So I found it on Amazon, and I've been buying it through Amazon on subscription, and it lasts a long time for me because I'm not diligent about wearing every single day. I don't put on a ton of makeup, and if I'm not leaving the house, I'm not going to be in the sun, and I'm working remote, I'm barely out in it, I might not put any on. So this says to apply liberally to your face and neck and backs of hands 15 minutes before sun exposure. Use a water-resistant sunscreen if swimming or sweating. Reapply at least every 2 hours. So I do not reapply it every 2 hours. I put it on one time a day. But I wanted to show you guys how the coverage is for this so you could get a feel for it. And then I want to tell you about a product that I use. It's a tinted moisturizer. So if you're not looking for the sunscreen and you want a tinted moisturizer, you're still getting more of an evenness to your skin through it. And it's a moisturizer. So, you know, I've done my hyaluronic acid wash. What I typically do after that, and this is my skincare routine every morning, is I will put on something, a vitamin C and hyaluronic acid serum. This one has Dead Sea minerals, hydrates, and refreshes. I don't even know the brand name. I bought it at an off-brand store on discount. It was $6.99 for the bottle, but just any cheap serum with the vitamin C, hyaluronic acid, things like that in there are going to be great. But what you need to know with hyaluronic acid is once you put it on, you need to have a moisturizer over it to really let it basically like saran wraps it into your skin so that you're getting the effects of it. So I go ahead and I put on my hyaluronic acid serum. And also I've been at Ulta far too much recently because my daughter is obsessed with all of their products. Bubble Bum Bum creams, Rio, Sol de Janeiro, something like that. Sol de Janeiro perfume. She's got to have all of the scents there, and they have all of that at Ulta. So I have been going there a lot, and I found a brand called The Ordinary, black and white box, very basic, and they have all of the different serums there at a really good price. Like it's just the direct, you know, hyaluronic acid or whatever it is you're looking for, and all of them seem to be under the $10 mark. So I put on my, and I'm not going to do my full neck and everything, but I put on my backs of my hands because I just rub it in after I've done it. So I'll put it on the backs of my hands, and I put it on my face and neck, and now we're good there. And so let that kind of absorb in. And then this is when you'll want to do your moisturizer. My dog is scratching and wants out, so I will be right back. Hang tight. Okay, hi guys, I'm back, and it's like I have a little zoo at my house because the cat's popping into the picture now too. I've got my red dog at my feet, and a black dog wanted to go out and didn't want to go out once I got off the video and opened the door. So going back to where we were at, so I've got the hyaluronic acid on, the serum with the vitamin C, and so I put that all over, but now I need to trap that in with a moisturizer. So you can use any kind of facial moisturizer you want to use to trap it in. I oftentimes do that, but just, you don't have to with these types of tinted sunblocks because they have moisturizer in them. So another one that I found that's just a moisturizer, I don't believe there's any SPF to it. I got it at the grocery store. You can find it at Target. You can find it at your grocery store. I live in Texas and we have HEB, which is like arguably the best grocery store there is. But I'm sure you can find this at Walmart as well. It's called Revolution Superdewy Skin Tint Tinted Moisturizer. So this is, I think medium. And on my last video, when I showed it to you guys, it was a little bit lighter than my skin color I felt like right now. So this one says, Makeup Revolution London Lightweight Tinted Moisturizer gives the skin a radiant, dewy finish enriched with wild berry extract. So, ooh, fancy. But this is a moisturizer. So this can be used, and it's tinted. It can be used instead of foundation to seal in that serum and really get your face protected and then still keep you with that dewy finish. So we'll go ahead and we'll put on the Elta MD, the sunblock that I was first originally given, or that I found through doing the med spa. And then we'll compare it in a section to the Super Dewy, just the moisturizer. And then we're gonna go to one that I found because I'm at Ulta far too much, like I said, with my daughter. And she was getting a match for her, some skin things for her, and they were doing a match, and I found this, and this is called Tinted Live Hue Guard, and that's a registered trademark thing, so that must be important, something Hue Guard tint. So it's like a sun guard, but it's also protecting the hue of your skin. And this has a skin tint SPF of 50. It's a mineral sunscreen, broad spectrum SPF 50. So slightly more protection than is offered through the Elta MD. It says apply onto skin using your fingers or sponge. Feel free to layer until desired level of coverage is achieved. It's buildable. So the lady matched at Ulta, matched my shade to shade 9. She got it right on the first try, but that's what I'll be putting on today. And so we'll do each of them, but all of them are, like I said, keep in mind they're buildable. So if you need a little bit more coverage, you can get it. And then you're also getting, you're getting protection from the sun, which is beneficial, especially at our age. We don't want to get age spots and things like that. So let me go ahead and show you what that looks like on me. We're going to start with the Elta MD. And this is the one that the med spa, as you remember, recommended. That's one little squirt right there. And we'll take that and I will put that on my nose, cheek. Let's get that redness right at the nose, nostril area. So just even out the skin tone. But as you can see, it's not like I have suddenly a face mask of color on that changes everything or doesn't, or looks too unnatural compared to the parts that don't have anything on. So there's a slight difference in just evenness of the makeup there. And it still stays pretty dewy. Next, we'll do the one that I said on my last video. That's one pump of that. It is a little bit light for my skin, it seems like. So, and it seems to have more coverage. This is the one without the sunblock in it. It seems to have more coverage in terms of color. Maybe that's just me. But this is the one that promotes a dewy finish. Okay, so that is the foundation, doing that there, okay? And then we'll do the new one I found, which I've been wearing lately, and I kind of low-key love it. One squirt of that, pretty heavy squirt there. And that one, I think I just flung it. I think I flung it on the floor because it's not on my hand and it's not on my brush, but maybe it's in the brush and it just absorbs. Okay, so that is blend it in a little bit into the neck. Can't hurt the neck to put some moisturizer on you or sunblock on you. Okay, so that's three different kinds of tinted moisturizer. You can see it just kind of leaves that dewy look to the face, but doesn't offer a ton of coverage, but as it says on the bottle, it's buildable, so you can get more coverage if you want more coverage for something. So we could layer and layer and layer, and I did kind of layer between the three by combining them here. So that's typically what I do, and then I might put on a bronzer, but I'll blend with just these little brushes. I think we got this one at Five Below. It's like a blending brush. Just kind of smooth everything out. Okay, and so you can do that, and then I have a highlighting powder that I bought for my daughter, but I've kind of stolen it from her. She doesn't mind. I mean, she lets me use it. I guess I don't typically do this, but I didn't bring another brush in here. So this is MAC, and it is Double Gleam Extra. Okay, I am so blind now. This is just getting old, I tell you. Extra Dimension Skin Finish. So Double Gleam Extra Dimension Skin Finish MAC, and it's a highlighting. So if you want to give yourself a little bit more of a radiant look, then you can do this. Kind of put some on the cheekbone area. I do my nose, which maybe I shouldn't because I kind of have a big nose, and maybe I don't want to, you know, a little bit between the brow. I kind of do the top of my lip a little. The top of it. So, okay. So that's, you can put a little bit on the parts of your neck that you want to. My neck just looks like it's getting the old lady neck with all the little things, but okay, I'll stop. And so I put that on, and then another thing that they gave me that I kind of like too, it kind of keeps your face refreshed throughout the day. It's Max Fix and Stay Over. Max Fixed, maybe it's Fixed and Stay Over. I don't know if that's a T or an and sign. It's just off to the side, so I'm not really sure. But alcohol-free, long-lasting setting spray. And so this one you put on and just, it's supposed to set your makeup. I never had to set my makeup before, but just spray it on. But what I like to do is during the day, if I'm like running around and whatever, and I just feel like I'm kind of getting, you know, worn out looking, or like the day's taking a toll on me, I'll put this spray on, and it just kind of gives you that little bit of hydration and moisture again. This is the serums that I was talking about that you can buy at Ulta. They're called The Ordinary. And so these ones actually have all of the different solutions. This one's a caffeine solution. My daughter gets rings under her eyes, just dark rings under her eyes. And so we're trying this because I've heard that it's a good thing for helping with puffiness under the eyes and that pigmentation under the eyes. So we're working on with that. This is a caffeine solution. This one kind of feels like you have something on your face, so I wouldn't recommend putting it on before you start your day. I would put it on with part of your night routine, and then just wash it off in the morning, or use your hyaluronic acid and, you know, start your skincare routine from there. But yeah, so that they have all of the different serums at Ulta for less than $10, so that's good. And then the other thing that I promised was that I was going to give you a couple of things that I have used forever, and they're cheaper. I used them as a teenager, but I still swear by, and I've tried tons of other things out because, you know, I like to try a lot of different products out and still hold true to that these are the best. And one is the CoverGirl, and it used to be buff beige. I think I'm using an ivory now because there wasn't buff beige at the store, but pressed powder. It's at the supermarket, it's at Target, it's with CoverGirl, it's a little black box, and it's just a pressed powder in there. And that, if you're going to wear powder, which I don't usually use as much anymore, it's still just a good coverage, great powder. Takes away all of this dewiness though, and I prefer that look now to when I was younger and had oily skin and pimples and I wanted to smooth it all out. That powder was a great for kind of hiding things and taking care of that oil. These days I don't use powder as often anymore. So that is one. The other is I used to wear lip liner religiously because I was a child of the 90s, early 2000s in terms of when we wore makeup and starting out. So there was the Pamela Anderson with the big light pink lips and dark nude lip liner across them, so drawing them on. But I use something called Rimmel Rimmel. And Easton Snob was one of my colors, and there was a nude as well that I would use. But they were just really great lip liners that you just retractable, and they were moisturizing. They weren't dry. You didn't have to sharpen them, and they didn't just dry out and feather. It was just a really good lip liner and stayed on pretty well. Then Rimmel either merged companies with somebody else or did away with the products or something. They're not putting them out anywhere that's easy to find anymore. And so I did try out, I got an urge to use some lip liner again, and I went to Target and found Revlon Color Stay Longwear lip liner. Get that right in there. Revlon Color Stay Longwear lip liner. I believe this is a nude. And so I swear by, and this has only been for a few years now, but I absolutely swear by in terms of lipstick, the Superstay Maybelline Matte Ink. And I use number 10 Dreamer, soft pink, and it stays on my lips. At the end of the day, I have to take it off with my wipe, my hyaluronic acid, because it's not going anywhere. As long as you let it dry before you like drink off of a glass, it's gonna stay on your mouth for the rest of the day. It's not gonna get all over your boyfriend if you're kissing him. But it is a great lipstick to use. It stays on and it doesn't give you that dry, horrible feeling like those lipsticks Sensine. I don't remember what it was called, but it was some kind of like MLM scheme or something of lipsticks that you put on a layer or something else, and it just made your lips feel so dry, but that lipstick wasn't coming off. This isn't like that. It can be if you keep layering it throughout the day. You don't need to put on more than one application or it's gonna start feeling gross. I also did get a comparable brand, the Revlon Color Stay Limitless Matte. That is a great lipstick, stays on just the same as the Maybelline Matte Ink Superstay. So they're both really comparable, and I got a bright color here because I wanted to try something fun and bright and whatever, and I've only used it once so far. It stayed on great. It was a great lipstick, but I felt like I looked kind of clownish because I'm not used to dark or really bright lips. So so I'll have to try it again or try some other colors, but it seemed to stay on just like the Maybelline did. So the Revlon edition did seem to work just as well. But yeah, I absolutely love this lipstick and swear by it. And I've already got it on today, but you can kind of see it just goes on real smooth. And the lip liner that I got, if you want to see that, it's a roll up, so you can roll it up, roll it down, and you can line your lips if you want some extra definition and that sort of thing. So that's it. That's kind of my skincare routine that I wanted to cover some of the products with you, review some of them, and some things that I swear by. I think it's good to really pay attention to those areas of your skin, take care of your skin's health, and also like get the neck area, because I've neglected this for so long. And even now, like looking at my skin, I just see, I'm like, gosh, I always notice my neck and think, I wish I'd taken better care of it. I wish I'd worn sunblock when everybody told me to, and I was so afraid it would ruin my tan. So if you've got kids, start them early on a routine where they're taking care of their skin and protecting it. And I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day. Do something great for somebody, do something great for yourself. And remember, only you can alter your days, so make it a great one. And I will talk to you soon. We are going to be covering something pretty cool. I'm going to be introducing you to a new addition to our family. But right now, leave me a question if you have a question. Don't hesitate to ever ask me for insight into something that I've covered. Also, give me a product recommendation that you'd like me to review if you have something. If you found something great, share it with us, please. But also subscribe if you haven't already. Turn on that notification bell so you don't miss an update as we go through the whole weight loss journey and skincare and routines and just all over body health. And I look forward to sharing this journey with you guys. I appreciate you for hanging in there, and I will talk to you soon.